This review is brought to you by absolutely no one. We have no sponsors and no one cares.
Hi guys, and welcome to another Movie Mates video. I'm Callum and I'm here with Matthew, the beautiful lad.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hello. Callum's doing the intro. It feels so good. It sounds good, looking good, smelling good, tasting good.
Making love good.
God.
Do you not know that?
What?
That's a James Bond quote.
Oh, is it?
Have you not seen that interview?
Did I just make an inside joke?
You made an accidental James Brown joke. I'll show you the video later. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, comment below. Like the video. I mean, do it even if you haven't. So we finally did it. We saw Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
What a masterpiece.
You say that sarcastically. We'll get into our full thoughts.
Yeah, so today we're going to be discussing obviously about the title Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Yeah, apologies for the delay on this one. We have been quite busy.
We have been very busy, and there's been some scheduling conflicts. We've just both been busy at different times, and our schedules didn't match up until today.
No, but today
where legends are born.
Legends are born.
Myths
heroes. Yeah. Heroes are made.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be discussing Lost City of Gold, spoilers and non-spoilers as usual with the mini review.
Yeah, so non-spoilers first.
Yeah.
If there are any kids watching, ask your parents if you can. There will be some swearing in this.
Yeah. So
this video is mostly for the parents who are deciding whether to take their kids to see this film.
Absolutely, and you absolutely should, as Callum will now demonstrate through his opening point.
So we are beginning with our non-spoilers as usual. And I'll lead that off with saying, right before we saw this film, I turned to Matthew and I said, I'll be pissed if this film's not shit. Because I hate nothing more than a mediocre film.
Yeah,
I would rather something be so terrible that it's laughable, or so great that I just enjoy it.
Yeah, me too. 100% agree.
So I was really, I said to you I would be devastated if this was a mediocre film, and in my opinion, it's not.
Me neither.
I loved it so much, and I think we loved it for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the belief that it's so bad it's good.
And I just genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
which is sad, maybe.
I think the main topic for this is how self-aware it is.
Every dumb and stupid joke this film makes, it is definitely like a wink to the older members of the audience because they know how dumb they're acting.
And I think one of the biggest strengths I can give the film is that it manages to balance that old wink at the audience by making it humorous for kids as well.
Yes, I really respected it. You know, they showed Dora acting as though she was in the cartoons.
Yeah.
And then they show other characters' reactions to that as though she's insane.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that sense of meta humor. And I think that's the only reason that this film is good. I think if it didn't have that element, which is such a huge, like, crucial part of its structure, I mean, it would fall apart, obviously.
Agreed. Yeah,
if it just did everything that it does unironically.
Yeah.
I think it would just be a really, really dumb kids film. But that elevated it to a point in which I loved it beyond most films of this year.
Okay. That's better than Endgame.
Is that sad? Oh, 100% better than Avengers Endgame.
I wanted to say, is it Isabella Moner? Is her name?
I believe so, yes.
I think she's good.
Oh, she's excellent.
She's a good actress.
I would say that every single actor is excellent except for the actress who plays Sammy. Okay. One character that you'll see in the film, who is the class president.
I think she's good.
No, her line delivery is wooden.
Oh, yeah,
is so incredibly wooden. And I think her relationship development with all the other characters is extremely forced.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think, you know, it comes in the third act that, you know, her relationships develop with the other characters, and I didn't see that happen organically.
Okay.
To criticize a kids film. We apologize that we're such critics of a children's film. We recognize that this is for kids, but
we do, yeah. We do enjoy it. Like, we did enjoy it.
Yeah, but we did see this just to make fun of it.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it is.
Even though I don't know that it deserves it, because I really did enjoy this film. We need to say this. The CGI is shit.
Yeah, I have CGI. It's very poor. Yeah, it's bad.
So there's two CGI characters in the film. One is obviously Boots.
Yeah.
And the other, I'm not sure if that's been revealed, so we'll leave that to your viewership when you see the film. But Boots looks terrifying. It's horrific.
It's really bad. One thing I wanted to mention about the film is probably one of the major criticisms is that the film. It's probably a director's thing, but the film goes to show you a shot of like a huge CGI extravaganza or something, and then it seems like it doesn't have the budget to do it, so it just like we're just going to show the character's reaction to it and never show it. Does it happen with actually the Lost City of Gold, which it's never shown
It
properly?
Well,
Properly.
we'll talk about that moment in spoilers, but they do show the thing that they refer to, but they show it like a bit askew.
And also
Because I agree, in that moment I was like, are you seriously not going to show this? And they do show it, but it's not in its full glory, and it's not as spectacular as they make it out to be. You'll understand what we're talking about once you see the film.
I also thought it was a curious choice as to set the third and final act of The Lost City of Gold a bright spectacle at night. I thought that was a little strange.
That's an interesting point, yeah. Yeah, a lot of this film does take place in the darkness of the jungle, which probably is, due to budgetary concerns. I did say the set design is sometimes poor.
I said that, yes.
You can tell this is just shot on a soundstage.
It's very cut and paste. Like you actually see the same props used.
Like it looks. Did you ever watch Jungle Run as a child?
Yeah.
Like it looks like it looks like all the rocks that are around them and the structures are just made of foam.
Yeah, it does. Especially the trees look real bad.
It is painfully obvious it's a soundstage, but you can't expect much from a Nickelodeon film. And film is a writer's medium, an actor's medium. So I don't actually. I don't like to judge visuals too harshly because I don't really think that it takes away from the merit of the film.
No, like at the end of the day, like I could see this being nominated for best. I was gonna say best children's film at the Oscars.
That's not the category.
No,
but
I was gonna say best animated feature. It's not even the best animated. It's not even an animated film, but it's not supposed to be.
Well, they could win best song for a song that we'll reference later.
Oh yeah, but like it's
legendary.
I don't think it's supposed to be like a multi-award winning film. It's there supposed for entertainment, and I think for the purposes of that, it does well.
No, I mean, yeah, obviously it's not going to be a gritty crime drama, the adaptation of Dora the Explorer, obviously, but. Did I ever tell you my pitch of Scooby Doo?
No.
The 18 version of Scooby Doo.
Go ahead.
Called Mystery Inc.
Copyright, just in case.
Oh yeah. I just picture an 18 film. Shaggy is in the drugs department, so he's always like stealing weed and smoking it because he's obviously a bit of a pothead character.
Is Velma like a forensic scientist?
Oh, I'll get to it.
Okay.
Of course, she's a forensic scientist. Scooby is a sniffer dog, of course.
Okay.
Fred is the lead detective, or maybe even captain of the precinct.
I like this.
And Daphne is the receptionist, and then they all get put on a team together,
like this.
and it's serious, gritty. They wear their costume colors, but they're fighting rapists.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I would have liked to see maybe a harder core version of this.
Yeah.
Because this is a very weird review for a children's film.
It is,
but
I just wanted to like.
I don't see how else we can talk about this. To be fair, I think we need to critique it as though it's any other film.
Yeah.
So I think we need to look at it through the lens of it just being a film and taking that it's a kids' film out of the picture. I mean,
regardless that the plot is rather generic.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's good for what it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there are some things where I laugh out loud, as in it's so bad, but it's good. And it's one of the things I was gonna say is, why does she still dress the same when she's like 16?
Well, I think it's to show that she's sort of a naive character and she doesn't really know anything beyond the bounds of the jungle.
And that in itself is a reference back to the cartoon, I suppose.
Of course,
as well.
yeah.
But
I was just gonna say I enjoyed seeing like a positive view of teenagers.
Yeah.
Because we are teenagers ourselves, so we are at times quite dire. So I just like to see just outright positivity.
It was refreshing to see her not be like mopey and depressed, wasn't it?
Yeah, because usually with I wrote that it's really odd to see a kids' high school film, because high school films are usually 12s and 15s, because there's cattiness and
sex.
There's sex and betrayal,
drugs. I thought,
yeah, drugs. But this was just a fully positive journey.
Yeah.
Where there are bullies, but her positivity outweighs that, and she can change other people.
Message.
I thought it was a really positive message, which is why I think I would 100% recommend this.
Me too.
If these are parents listening, I would 100% recommend taking your kids to see this film, because it is a really positive message.
I know the cousin show subscribed to us. I don't know if any of them are parents, because they seem they're older than us, so I don't know if they have families. But I would definitely recommend this, because there is another message I wanted to say about like a social commentary and like natives, maybe? Is that generous to say? Like the Incas and like legacies and stuff and stealing from that? I don't know if that's supposed to be
showing respect for the past.
and also the environment, which it's a good message for as well to look after it.
Yeah, I think they managed to pack a lot into this quite short film.
Yeah.
I mean, it did feel like quite a long film, didn't it?
There was a few times I was checking my watch. I'll be honest.
I noticed that about 10 minutes before the end, I just saw Matthew sigh. I was wondering because I was just having a fully positive experience, and I think Matthew was a bit exasperated
For me,
at points.
it was because the third act is all over the place.
I enjoyed it though.
It was entertaining. Yeah, it's entertaining.
I think we need to talk about the music because
Full of
obviously
bops.
an integral part of the cartoon is sort of Dora being educational through song.
Yeah.
So that's reflected in this film,
Absolutely.
but made more comical because it's a teenager doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that it's a good a musical taste for children of today.
Yeah.
I have to respect the action choreography. There's one scene in sort of like an aircraft hangar, and the choreography is actually decent.
It is, yeah. You know
Much
what?
better than I expected from this kind of film.
I kind of wanted to praise the whole cast, and it's a similar reflection of Thor and Rocket in Endgame and Infinity War. As in, they're not actually talking to those CGI creatures. Like, there's nothing there, and it's
Yeah.
quite impressive to see that they're
Teenagers
they're
were able
young
to carry that
and
out.
they're carrying that scene. Like,
Yeah.
some of them are good actors.
Yeah, I mean they're hardly seasoned actors, so
No.
it's respectful that in one of their first roles they were able to do interact with CGI in such a believable way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for a kids' film, I would never expect it to hold my attention as much as it did, or make me smile, because, I really love a good depressing film, and I'm really not used to this kind of film, and it was really
It was a
refreshing.
feel-good film.
Because
wasn't it?
usually I would find watching a children's film tedious unless it was an animated film.
Yeah.
So I haven't really seen a live-action kids' film in the cinemas
It kind of
for
reminded me of
years.
Aliens in the Attic.
Yeah, it was a similar vibe. It really reminded me of have you seen the Spiderwick Chronicles? Because
No.
it's also a Nickelodeon film, so it's kind of surprisingly dark and CGI filled. So it had a similar vibe.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about that film in sort of like a traumatic kids film episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Aliens in the Attic.
yeah, but it did certainly remind me of that. Yeah, so again, I'd 100% recommend if you were thinking of taking your kids to this.
Me too.
I know it's a little late that this review's coming out, but if you haven't seen it, go out and do so.
It is getting quite a lot of
Unnecessary hate.
Yeah, and
Because I think people forget to look through the lens of this is a kids' film. For the purposes of a review, we're going to be critical about it,
Yeah.
but just for entertainment value and watching it, I think you need to suspend some part of your thought process and think, this isn't made for me, this is made for kids.
yeah, you have to understand
And-
the audience there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think I'm usually good at doing. I don't usually belittle kids' films, because they're stupid, because of course they're going to be. But this was smart enough that it absolutely held my attention, and there were enough winks to the adult members of the audience that it was respectful to our generation.
Massive hit or a piece of shit.
Massive hit for
I'm
me.
gonna go massive hit, but I'm gonna go for different reasons.
Are you
where I
gonna
think it's
go
so
for the
bad it's
sense
good.
that okay?
Yeah. But it's not necessarily criticism, because obviously I'm aware that it is a kids' film. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily.
I mean,
wanna
obviously,
be
like,
harsh on it.
It's not an auteur film. It's not an Oscar winner.
No.
Of course it's not. Because why would they make a Dora film to fit that audience?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a difficult lens to view it from, but absolutely
A
massive
good
hit
film
for me.
nonetheless, I think.
Yeah,
So now we're going to be discussing full spoilers. So if
Yes.
you haven't seen the film, switch off now unless you just want to keep watching, which I'm.
we hope you do.
We hope you do.
And if you see the film, make sure to come back and hit that like and subscribe.
Absolutely. One thing, well, the opening scene really of the movie is probably one of my best cinema experiences.
I think
I will be honest.
the best. I'm always asked, Callum, what's your favorite opening?
Always asked.
Callum, what's your favorite opening sequence in a film? And I usually go
How often do you ask that?
all the time.
I say, if someone asks that tonight at the party, I'm going to piss
all,
myself off.
all the time. I always say it's the Dark Knight, the bank sequence. The next time I'm asked this, I'm going to say it's Dora and the Lost City of Gold, because I cried, physically cried with laughter. I looked over, me and Matthew, we were slapping our knees, we were crying. I was my chest hurt.
And this is not a criticism. This film is the most self-aware film ever.
I can't imagine someone directed that and thought this is good. If that was their thought process, I think they need to reevaluate
their lives.
Yeah, but if that was intentional, which I hope it was, like, props to them, because that was spectacular.
That was great. That was literally like, I was just.
I think it was a mockery. I think it was a mockery of the cartoon, like at the expense, like for the expense of the adults watching.
Yeah.
So they went like, this is dumb, and then so that they could shift the 10-year time difference.
I think like I just would want to see on set that day what the director is telling the kids. He's just like, look, healthy guys, this is gonna be a really serious.
DORA.
The funny thing is, like, I was a little concerned I'd walked into the wrong auditorium at this point.
Yeah, because there were teenagers in our audience, and we thought that we were going to be the only ones there, and that we were going to be, like, super embarrassed. But, I mean, there were kids there, there were teenagers there. There was a woman behind me, and her daughter asked her about me, is that a boy? And her mother said, yes, he's wearing grey, let's call him Graham. And there was at one point that, with no context, I just heard the mother say something about Little Bo Poop, and I just decided to give that nickname to Matthew because
change that to my name in your phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this film's not exactly spoiler-ific. Like, there's not a lot of major.
Well, it's
points.
Incredibly predictable. I mean, of course, because it's a kids'
twist,
film.
Yeah. I think that was. It's not the most predictable twist I've seen in a kids' film. I'll be honest. Like.
I mean, I instantly knew that they shouldn't be trusting Alejandro because. I thought when in the third act he is revealed to be a proper villain, I thought that he was going to be more sympathetic than he is.
Yeah.
Because he was sympathetic in that moment, and that was him being his true self. So I was surprised that he turned out to be such a genuine dick in the third act.
I thought they'd killed him off. I was like, that's some guts there.
Well, yeah, I was about to write that. I had my notepad out.
He did.
And I was hoping they'd killed him. Like I was gonna be like, oh, props to that, and he was like, not dead.
Not dead. Yeah.
And then you obviously see him at the end, like just like begging the guards to let him go.
One of the weirdest endings that probably sets up a sequel if this one does well. Like,
yeah.
You know, but
we'll go chronologically from the
yeah, let's do it
from the start. I really respect that they went meta with it, where it shows her talking deadpan to the audience, and then her parents being like,
what
is she doing?
Yeah.
Like, and they're genuinely like scared of her.
Yeah, Michael Pena's great.
The parents are the best scenes of the films. So they're the best actors in the film.
Yeah.
Is the scene we're talking about, the rave music scene?
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortably long, and I think that's on purpose because like you can.
It's definitely improv.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily because you see the mother getting like uncomfortable and being like, why did you do that? So it must have been on purpose, but trim that scene back 10 seconds, and I would have been 10% less annoyed with the film. I quite like the emotional goodbye from Dora to Diego.
Yeah.
This film made me feel things, Matthew, and I didn't expect it. There's 4 or 5 really like touching heart-to-heart scenes where someone has an emotional conversation with someone, and a lot of it comes from Dora and Diego.
Yeah.
I'd actually seen the trailer for this film, and it didn't seem to me that Diego was in this film a lot, but he's obviously
he's pretty big.
Probably the second main character. Yeah. And I really like that because
he's a good actor.
The actor was excellent.
Yeah, I thought the cast in general was great.
Yeah.
In terms of romances, the Dora and Randy one goes nowhere.
It doesn't get paid off.
Which is a little upsetting.
I mean, I would have rather had seen that one paid off than just the one that they make up in like in the third act, where it's like, oh, Diego fancies Sammy. It's like, why? She seems I agree with him. She seemed completely unlikable. I don't know why he would like her.
I agreed to like her by the end. So it is, yeah.
Did you not think her character development came out of nowhere though?
Yeah.
Like I think she goes from one scene where she's taking a shit to like the next one she's lovely to everyone.
Yeah, allegedly she is taking a shit.
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to question you about is, do the animals actually talk?
See, here's what I think, because Dora is the only one who hears Boots talk, but everyone hears Swiper talk.
Yeah.
And even the guard says Swiper stop singing. So I think everyone can hear Swiper, but then they're so like they refuse to believe that Dora can hear Boots talking, which I find that really odd. I think that's just an inconsistency. I don't think they were alluding to the fact that it's only her that can hear them. I think they do genuinely talk, but people were just a bit ignorant.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't usually like prop gags, but I thought the tool scene, where the guard is pulling out all of her tools from her backpack, I find that amusing.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I felt like the film does.
A cheeky bit of Chekhov's gun with the yo-yo.
Yeah.
I respected that.
I think this film, for the most part, the set design's okay. Although I thought.
I mean, how elaborate are you going to be with the jungle?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it's more than half of the film is set in a jungle, and what can you expect, really?
I thought the weird jungle game sort of esque element of the ending, where they have to figure out the way to pull the lever.
Jungle puzzle.
Yeah.
Although
I would say one of the best underwater scenes in any movie, action scene, it happens in this film. I'm embarrassed to say that.
It's very reminiscent of the one in Kingsman.
I was gonna say Power Rangers as well.
Oh yeah, Power Rangers and Kingsman, the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar. I mean, not much happens in that scene, but yeah, it's
definitely
good.
the actors filming it as well.
It's good stunt work.
Yeah.
I'll admit. Yeah, filming wise, it's impressive.
It is, yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you about the Pooh song.
Best moment of the film.
They said poo too much, but
I did not think they were going with that. I thought it was something else.
But Matthew, at the beginning of the film, it was rated PG because of
rude
humor,
yeah.
rude humor and mild threat.
Yeah.
Although I didn't think the mercenaries would be brandishing guns in a kids' film.
He just whips out a revolver.
Yeah, but then what if Alejandro was so willing to kill the parents and eventually kill the children, but he tells his mercenary to put the gun away.
Yeah.
Which I find questionable.
Another
because they had already found their parents. Sorry, they had already found Dora's parents, so they didn't need Dora.
Part of me thought the parents were
in on it,
because they were so disconnected from Dora. Say go to the city.
There was one moment when it's never explained why she wasn't able to get in contact with them with her satellite phone. Yeah. Obviously, when Alejandro says, "Oh, I haven't been able to contact them either," he was lying.
Yeah.
But Dora says, "Oh, neither have I," but that's never explained. So I thought for a split second when she initially found them and Alejandro came and said bravo team, enter the jungle or whatever. I thought maybe the parents were gonna turn and join him.
Yeah.
But for a split second, but then I thought, nah, it's Michael Pena.
Yeah, I know. Cause
I love Michael Pena.
He's such a delight.
I'm sure he could play a bad guy because he's an excellent actor, but I don't want to imagine that sweet face.
No, he's so
being
lovely.
evil.
He's so lovely.
Yeah.
I thought the old woman twist was hilarious.
I know, you just started pissing yourself when that army came in.
Yeah, because it comes out of absolutely nowhere, and the fact that I think the old woman who becomes a gold mermaid, who then
she becomes an Incan goddess.
Yeah, and then she becomes a young woman.
Yeah.
I think that young. Have you ever watched Night at the Museum?
Yeah.
She's Pocahontas.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think she's an actress. So I haven't seen her in a film in a while, so it was nice to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the third act's a little bit messy here and there, but for what it is, it's a good film.
Yeah.
So bad it's good, I think.
I just have a few things to say.
Go ahead.
Why were they just standing in quicksand and not realizing it was quicksand for a minute and just making fart noises?
I was just
come on.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Also, how is Boots not dead? I don't think monkeys have that long of a lifespan.
Oh yeah, it flashed forward 10 years.
And it's a Danny Trejo old man voice.
I really enjoyed the Danny Trejo reveal because I heard that he was a voice in the film, and I assumed they're probably going to use him as the Boots voice for comedic value, but I didn't realize it was going to be a reveal near the end of the film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoyed that scene for what it was. Probably my favourite scene in the film is where they just get high on psychedelics and they see everything as the cartoon.
Oh, that was great. That was actually such a good
I think
joke.
I think that's probably the smartest scene in the film.
Yeah.
And the most creative decision.
I don't know why Alejandro takes his clothes off.
No, he just like whips his
I don't
underpants
need
in Dora's face.
I don't need these anymore, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
But I really respected that creative choice.
Yeah, it was funny. That was actually funny. Like, Dora goes to jump and Digger's like, no, we can do it together.
And then they do.
And then they...
But I assume they were just like rolling on the floor, like having like drug shakes. Like I presume they didn't actually like jump a cliff.
Would you have? I would have like. I don't know about you. I would have laughed so hard if that would have killed them or something.
And then just the end credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved that. Have you seen like, imagine if Endgame ended like this and just Thanos says I am oh my god. I'm having a stroke from the psychedelic. But like he just snaps his fingers and says I'm inevitable, and then the film ends.
Oh, really?
And I would have loved that. I would have loved that so much more.
Yeah.
If Endgame had ended that way, that would have been a perfect film. Yeah, so I wanted to say near the end of the film, like at one point Diego just says, "Well, if we die, we all die together." I'm like,
Jeez.
I'm like, you're like 15. Don't accept death.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you're probably gonna be fine.
He looks at it as if like, yeah, that'll turn that lady on. He's just like, if we die together. And it's like,
Well,
just
hoping that she goes like, oh yeah. Like, and then there's one point when they're trying to hold the doors open and Boots uses his tail as a jack. And that was probably your loudest laugh of the film.
I generally like that. I thought it was good. It just
Well, I mean,
shit.
it defies logic,
Yeah,
but
but
of course it's a kids' film,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it shouldn't adhere to logic. I also enjoyed when Alejandro finds them in the temple, and he just like he just starts essentially like flossing, like he does like a victory dance.
He does like
before,
yeah, Macarena or something.
yeah, before he's even got the gold, he just
I
starts.
noticed a note in your notes. One of my favorite ones. Why water?
Yeah, because they never once explain why they never explain Dora's choice to pick water as what the Incans valued most. Alejandro, of course, thought it was gold, and she recognized that it was water, but they never explained
What
that.
the funny thing was, Alejandro was like, it's gold, but then I could have swore he held up a silver coin.
It looked silver, yeah,
Yeah.
but it might have just been dirty.
Yeah, or the light or something, yeah.
Yeah. And you of course enjoyed the Incan army arriving.
Oh, yeah.
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 So, do you want to talk about the ending, how it sets up a sequel?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. So, like,
I
basically,
guess,
Alejandro's trapped in the lost city of gold with
Yeah.
the Incan army.
Yes, and her parents are talking about going on a new expedition.
Yeah.
And Dora wants to explore high school.
Yeah.
So, which way do you think it's going to go with the sequel? Because I think that this is going to be financially successful.
I was going to ask you, like, do you think they'll keep the old cast, like the ones from the high school, and then keep the adventures with them, or do you think they'll have Dora adventure with other people instead? I'd rather they stick with the high school ones, give them more character development.
I mean, the acting with Randy and Sammy were both quite questionable, and Randy is clearly 26 years old, but he was 24, wasn't he?
Yeah, but...
Yeah. Matthew said, guess how old Randy is, and I said 24.
Nailed it.
I nailed it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would like to see them continue it on just for, like, you know, continuity's sake.
Yeah, I'd enjoy it, but I mean, by the time the next film comes out, he will probably be 27 years old.
Yeah.
So it'll be
And
painful to watch.
Isabella Moner is probably not going to look 14 or 15 forever.
Yeah.
I mean, she is 18.
Yeah, she has a youthful face though.
She does have a youthful face, yeah.
And I guess they'll just dress her child like. Also, it's you know, self-aware enough that they could probably get away with just having like Tobey Maguire-esque like 30-year-olds playing high schoolers.
Yeah.
Like imagine if imagine if like the guy playing Randy is just clearly 30 years old and there's like 15-year-olds in the high school. I think as long as they clearly recognize that as an inside joke, I would respect that.
I think if Tobey Maguire shaved, he could get away with it.
He could not. Well, I mean, he could try.
He could try.
So, to conclude, I loved this film.
Yep.
Matthew loved it for different reasons.
Yeah. It's still a good film. I can recognise that's still good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'd like to thank you all for listening. I'll let you do the outro as well.
We would like to thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
We plead that you subscribe, share, comment.
Yeah.
You know, tell your friends if you enjoyed the video. See the movie, of course, if you're thinking about it. And
we've got to go to a party.
We love you all. Goodbye. Have a nice evening.
Yeah.
Have a nice life.
Take care, guys. Take care, guys. Really appreciate it. All right.
And check us out in the next video.
Absolutely. See ya.